am so excited that this is the official kickoff of Tai Chi United.
So I completely loaded this leg. Now this leg is floated. I'm completely on this leg. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to sit, and this is very subtle.
Yeah.
I'm going to sit and allow my back to hang. That extra loads the weight. So my version of Song, it was like, is basically to release the tendons and pour the fluid down. So all I'm doing is correcting the pipeline to get all this fluid to pass down to the leg. Now the leg is completely weighted, but I'm not doing anything extra. Again, we're trying to accomplish things by undoing or by pouring. So when we're here, you want to feel that weight in the leg, and before I go this way, I'm going to fall. And it's the feeling of when you sit in a chair, and you sit down in the chair, and you're like, oh, I got home from work. But then you're in the chair, and you have that second sit, and you're like, oh. That second sit is what I'm talking about.
The chair has to not break. It can't fall apart. And so you have to actually make sure that the hip is completely in the position before you look, because then you can't actually sit in it properly. So it's so important to be active in making sure that this comes under this. I think of it as a crank that goes all the way, and then that will allow you to be able to load onto it and then hang. So in the immune system, this is very, very, very active.
Right, and that's why the girls and the boys love my forms. It gives you a great butt.
Oh gosh, Bee's daughter just recently told her how great her butt is.
She's doing so, she was like, wow, what's going on? What's that? And she said Tai Chi, and I was like, yeah, that's all I do. So Tai Chi butt. This is also helping my abs. My flub is going away. Butt of steel, that's my goal, and abs of iron. That's my other goal. So yeah.
I love it.
Tai Chi's supposed to make you stronger. Okay, and the way you have to do that is to do a form that they say to eat bitter. The form makes you work out. The form makes you sweat. The thing is, it's still low impact and still safe, but you're going to feel it. Tai Chi is easy enough as it is. You're not like hurting yourself, you're not bouncing around, but you should sweat and you should feel like your muscles are working. Right in particular, you're going to notice that the glute medius, your lower abdominis, in order to maintain the shapes in the beginning, you're going to feel like you're really getting a workout of your legs and your core. And so the first couple of months, until you're able to support that kind of movement, it's going to take a while before you start to feel that burn. But when you feel the burn, you're doing it right. Right? It's also going to take a lot of the problems off your knees, because most of the people's knee problems and knee tracking issues come from a weak glute. People sit too much, they're not walking enough, they're not doing anything, so they learn to track their walking pattern crooked because these muscles aren't keeping the leg in check. So you'll start to notice that, general local, minor knee problems, some extreme knee problems have actually been cured by doing this form this way. And it really just becomes like, we're just taking all the other muscles and making them so much stronger and telling them they need to stop doing what to do. A lot of people talk about fascia in the Tai Chi world that have no idea what they're talking about. We should talk about the myofascia, which is the muscle skin, you can call it. And specifically, the spiral line that I refer to in the system is this. So this is where the coil is coming from. We have this on both sides of the body. Okay, there's an anterior and posterior oblique sling. What it means is front and back diagonal wire. Okay, so from here across on our back is an X. We want to take advantage of that coil. But this idea of the knee, the joints stay in place, and because of a fixed point, all the strings can now, like a towel or rubber band, grind. Right? So that elasticity of the stretch, and we'll talk about that stretch from the beginning, and then we start to coil in that stretch. What happens to these strings? One string gets longer, one string gets shorter, and then the rubber band wants to snap back. So we have these rubber bands. There's the X and then the U. And these rubber bands were pulling and grinding to create snapback. You're at a bar with your drunk uncle or friend, and it's like, dude, you know, like you're trying to hold them up, but not using any force. How would you do that? And I always go back to the thing of balancing a plate on a stick. I want to get his body weight to hang on my bones. We never resist the person with our muscle. We just line up our bones and catch them. Okay? So when I say catch the force, I mean catch it on the bones. Okay? And let the bones just sit and pull that weight through your bone marrow into the ground. Right? So everything we do, I get to these positions, it looks soft, but this is completely solid because of the angle and the stretch. Okay?
Hey, just to refresh everyone on the immune system, this wasn't something that he ever planned to like systemize and bring out to the masses.
That's what we taught my sons. It was my family thought. It was not meant to be a public thing. But Shirley and some people had convinced me. So this was never meant, it was basically my entire life of martial arts training. You know, was put into this form to pass down to like my family. And so you know, Shirley convinced me to give away the secret scroll.
I've always been on the quest of this. Like, how do we utilize your whole entire body to effortless power? I like finally saw the thing that I was looking for. You know, like I was on a quest and like this, that. First, it was to help me with my knees because my knees were really damaged, and it's because of all of these things that gave me and said because I wasn't actually using my food properly. My lungs, I didn't have a true understanding of the lines. That helped me, and then the surprising thing is just how much stronger I am. Just a few months into training with the Mian just online where I didn't have anyone pressure testing. I was able to hold my own in terms of just pressure testing, catching the force, and just getting other people to gas out because I was in better shape. I met up with Jonas. He was always much bigger than me. We would play push-ups all the time, and he would run through me like a rag doll all the time. And this time we hadn't like gotten together for a little while. I still wasn't able to like completely apply these yet, but the craziest thing was he didn't overpower me by strength anymore. Like I actually felt equal in just strength with him. Like just because I could use my body in a way I wasn't able to before. And that was like a really, really kind of mind-blowing feeling to like just feel like I like double, triple my strength. Like
The first thing is to make you healthy and strong. And strong means to be functionally fit, meaning that you can like withstand destabilizing forces, lift your groceries, walk the dog without getting yanked. You know, the basic things in life. The form should make you better at life.